After Dairan finished investigating the situation in the city of Deadran, he was utterly disappointed by the situation there. He could only drag his tired body to Ellison's restaurant to eat a burger and recharge. Mr. and Mrs. Knoll were immediately stunned upon seeing this. Ellison heard the order from the kitchen and served it soon enough. After eating his favorite burger, he finally felt alive again. Did something happen to you? Just as Dairan was about to speak, he suddenly remembered that he had been seeking his master's help. This time, he decided to solve it on his own. However, he subconsciously slipped. He was thinking of saying he was fine, but then he said out loud, "Yes, I'm dying. Please help me." Is it that bad? This left him stunned. That was a joke just now. I'm perfectly fine. Since I'm busy, I'll get going now. Thank you for the meal. I'll see you next time. Ellison knew that the kid wasn't telling the truth. Ruren, where did we put that thing we made before? I stashed it in the attic on the 3rd floor. Come to think of it, we made it, but we haven't used it yet. Dairan returned to his office with his butler by his side. What am I doing? I'm trying to rely on Master again, out of habit. Get a grip, you fool. Dairan took out his organized plan. I need to set my priorities straight. The most serious issue right now was corruption among officials and the lack of public security. These problems are interconnected and keep worsening, greatly affecting the lives of the people. The continuation of this could become detrimental, and so the top priority is clear, but the state of the army is not up to the standard. If someone could just apprehend all of the criminals easily. Ellison's figure appeared in his mind again. For this, Dairan had slapped himself again. I've made up my mind. Dairan then instructed the butler to call in each department's official one by one, as he planned to inspect each one. He also asked for an ice pack for his swollen cheeks. Meanwhile, in the military barracks of Deadran City, Kinder, the Deadran Guard squad leader, was training his troops, but the soldiers couldn't even finish one lap. Why have you been so strict lately? Is it because of the Lord's inspection from last time? You're lucky the Lord was merciful. How long do you plan to live like this? We're confused too. Squad leader Kinder, you used to let things slide, so why are you acting like this now? What's the point? Kinder was at a loss for words. They had also wanted to make an effort, but a single order from the higher-ups will make it meaningless. Maybe it's time to accept our conditions. Squad leader. Later that night, Kinder was walking the streets alone. He felt like he was also to blame. Just as they had said, it was his previous neglect that had caused the current situation. I'll just grab a drink tonight. Just then, Kinder noticed a glowing tent nearby. After smelling a pleasant fragrance, he went to check it out. Excuse me. Welcome to Ellison and Ruren's food stall. It's a mobile restaurant that goes anywhere. Kinder never expected to find a restaurant here. You can have a meal or just enjoy a drink. The food looked amazing in front of Kinder. Then, I'll have some drinks and some meat. Then, Ellison used magic to heat up the oven. The meat and onions were grilled on skewers, with the drink being poured into the cup. Here's your food and drinks. Enjoy your meal. The charcoal scent was strong, and the meat was very tender. The sweetness of the vegetables blends with the meat's juices. Kinder's taste buds were overjoyed. And now, a sip of the drink. Is the taste to your liking? It works perfectly. It feels like I'm finally healing from the stress and fatigue of the day. Ellison smiled as if he was up to something. Please enjoy your meal. If you have any troubles, I'll listen to them. Meanwhile, inside the manor of Deadran, Dairan is invited in his first official, Vendenk, the treasurer in charge of taxes and finances. After a brief check by Dairan, the administrative records over the past few years didn't match up. Most of the funds were unaccounted for, and there were many inconsistencies in the amounts. It was said that 4 months ago, 20 million had been spent on road repairs, but when I checked the location, there were no repairs at all. Please explain this situation. Vendenk had prepared for this. He pulled a box from behind him. So, I've brought you a perfect explanation. Inside the box were golden treasures. Dairan was annoyed at the official's brazenness. Just as he was about to call the guards, he suddenly remembered what Ellison had said before. To assess the situation, you need to gather solid evidence and prepare for the situation. If he sent Vendenk to prison, the next official would hide their true intentions. It would just be even harder to root out corrupt officials. So, he decided to go with the flow. He had to act that he loved the bribes. You look more perceptive than you look. I'm counting on you, Vendenk. At this moment, Kinder was already drunk. I joined Deadran with big dreams. I swore to make this place the safest territory, with the promise to create streets where people could walk safely, even at night. Ellison notices the sword on Kinder's hip. You're a soldier. It sounds like you've worked really hard, but still your unit is not in the best condition. Was there some kind of issue? Kinder paused, but as he was about to speak, an uninvited guest had walked into the food stall. Who permitted you to do business here? Seeing this, Ellison instructed Ruren to handle the situation, but when he looked over, he found that Ruren was already drunk. This is different from beer. It really does pair well with the meat. I'm not kidding. I'll flip this whole place over. Just then, Kinder slammed the bar. As bad as the situation in the Deadran army has gotten, the fact that street thugs can boldly commit crimes in front of me shows just how low we've fallen. You're under arrest. But what greeted him was a fist as big as a sandbag, leaving Ellison dumbfounded. You're all talk. Some people just don't get it until they get hit. Maybe you'll listen after a good beating. The big man immediately swung his fist at Ellison. Dairan must have a hard time. Just then, lightning struck the food stall, electrocuting the big man. As much as I want to destroy their base, I really shouldn't intervene directly. Dairan Dairan seems to want to handle this situation using his own abilities, but still, there must be a way that we can help. Then, Ellison turned his gaze to Kindra beside him. He is trying to make an effort. Perhaps I can give him a chance to prove himself. A few years ago, Kindra arrived at Deadran City full of confidence as a new recruit. I'm Gabon, the security captain. There are no military instructors here for you, so handle the training by yourselves. Just wake me up if someone from the castle visits. Kindra was upset at the current situation of the city, that robberies are happening openly in the streets. He rallied his comrades to try and do something about it. They managed to successfully apprehend a bandit, but he showed no fear, claiming that the Lord will not overlook this. Security team, you keep doing things I didn't ask for. Let him go and send him back. Kindra and his comrades were shocked by the words of the previous Lord of Deadran. In the end, Kindra's comrades started to abandon their beliefs and duties. Their funding and supplies were severely lacking, that if they would lose more by doing their duties, until Kindra was the only one left trying to uphold their duty. Just then, Kindra woke up from his dream. So you're finally awake. You're the food stall owner. I've left a gift for you over there. Make sure to take it. It was the big man from earlier, subdued and incapacitated. Feel free to lock him up on your way back. How did you do that? Your wish to make Deadran safe again. Do you still believe in it, Kindra? Yes, I haven't given up on my dream yet. This answer greatly satisfied Ellison. Then be sure to seize this opportunity well. Then, a man in armor stepped out from the darkness. Seeing this, Kindra was deeply shocked, as the visitor was none other than the vice commander of the First Order of Knights, Darian. He was the one Ellison had invited to teach Kindra swordsmanship. Meanwhile, in the manor of Deadran, Dairan looked troubled. This is a token of my modest sincerity. Accept this without feeling burdened. Isn't this genuine sincerity? What he didn't expect was that all of the officials that have visited had presented him with lavish gifts, enough to amass a huge pile of treasure behind him. Even the butler did not know how to address this situation. Please don't look at me like that. Still, the butler had called in the next official inside. Dairan had realized that because of how deep the corruption is, there is going to be backlash when they start arresting people. At this moment, the last official appeared. And who are you? I'm Mohan. I was in charge of land management. She had seen the enormous pile of treasure behind him and was disappointed. She thought that their conditions could become different this time. Is there anything else? My abilities are lacking and I have no wealth to give, so it would be difficult to show any sincerity or offer you a gift, my lord. Upon seeing this, Dairan was very satisfied. You have nothing to offer? Mohan tried to apologize but was cut off by Dairan. You are approved. I've been waiting for someone like you. What do you mean by this? Together, we will plunder the bribes of corrupt officials and restore Deadran to its former glory. The lord has gone mad. At this moment, Kindra was practicing his swordsmanship continuously. How is it? Although he was studying seriously, his basic sword skills were too poor, and everything had to start from scratch. What's there to worry about when you are the one teaching? I can take care of your commute, so don't worry. But how long will it take for him to become capable enough on his own? Seeing as he was knocked down by a thug, even if I train him every day, it will take at least 3 months. Ellison was somewhat dismayed, but he gained a bright idea. Later into the night, a woman was lost in the street of Deadran. Are you new here? 2 robbers blocked her path. The 2 men were grinning, telling her that this was their territory. I'm sorry, I didn't know. You don't have to worry. You can repay your debt slowly. Just then, a voice interrupted him. Stop right there. Put that sword down immediately. We are the vigilante group restoring justice in Deadran, the street vendor squad. However, the robbers told them to mind their own business. To this, Ellison released a powerful spell, Justice Beam. This shattered the sword in the robber's hand. Looking at the beam of light that cut through the sky, the people present were dumbfounded. Then, the 2 robbers quickly ran off in fear. That voice, and that magic. Could it be Count Rivolk? Ellison didn't expect that she was the woman from the room that day. I remember you now. You're the one that came to my room. So you are Count Rivolk. Unfortunately, Ellison did not expect that his identity would be revealed this early. Elsewhere, a sinister meeting was being held. Ricardo's dead, and Lord Reedon is missing. The growing room and the sorting room have also been shut down. And there's a new lord too? It's about time we decide on a direction. You were the one closest to Lord Reedon. Vernito will inherit his legacy and rebuild our kingdom anew. Under Darian's guidance, Kindra began his training journey. Though bruised and battered, he showed no signs of giving up. Currently, he was in their cafeteria, reminiscing about the meat skewers he had before. Still, I must eat this to endure the training. Squad leader Kindra, where have you been? Even your clothes are dirty. I'm just training. Guys, I haven't given up yet. Not on my dream to make Deadran safe. At the same time, the slaves who had been rescued previously saw Ellison again. It's you, Count Rivolk. I was so thankful back then. Yes, the street vendor squad is none other than Count Rivolk. So everyone was gathered here. The new lord has provided temporary housing for all former slaves. Once the case with the human trafficking is over, we will return to our original homes. Dairan seemed to be doing well as a count, though the food here didn't taste very good. So, the woman went out to buy some bread, and that's when the earlier scene happened. Seeing all of this, Ellison quickly thought of a solution. Do you want to personally get revenge on those bastards? Doesn't it make you angry that you even have to hide in your homes at night because of them? If there's anyone who feels that way, come with me. I know someone who can teach you to defend yourselves. At this moment, Darian was training Kindra in swordsmanship. Although Kindra had made great progress, his understanding of the sword was still too basic. It was as if he was just swinging a stick around. Darian's sword was knocked away. Adjust the direction of your blade's edge. It's not a club. Yes, please teach me once more. That's good to hear, but one-on-one lessons may not be feasible anymore. So this is where you were, squad leader Kinder. Let us join too. Kinder didn't expect his comrades to have come. In addition, the individuals that were oppressed had also stepped forward. Please teach us too. We'll show those kidnappers who we really are. I thought I only had to teach one person, Sir Ellison, but I never said it would be just one. That being said, expect more to come. I plan to give everyone that was oppressed a chance to fight for themselves. Then it looks like I need to bring more people from the capital. Meanwhile, in the Dead Ran Guard barracks, Mohan was sneaking around with a scroll in the middle of the night. This is because Dairan had assigned Mohan an urgent task to investigate if the source of the funds were reluctantly embezzled or extorted from the people. This is so that they can find out who are the real bad actors and who are just forced to follow the trend. Mohan could only pin her hopes on Dairan, hoping that he could really change Deadran. At that moment, she overheard a conversation coming from the room and tried to eavesdrop. It was the commander in charge of military management. So you want me to pull the guards from the sorting and growing rooms? Alright, just let them know I ordered it, but you better send me a pretty lady as compensation. The man talking to him affirmed. Mohan started to break into a cold sweat, worrying about these sorting and growing rooms that have been mentioned. Soon, they sent people to the destroyed sorting and growing rooms. This time, no one can stop us. I will restore Deadran to its former glory. Meanwhile, Dairan was reading the reports from the investigation. The bribery problem will soon be sorted out. However, to be successful, the military needs to round up these corrupt officials fast, but the current state of the Deadran military is inefficient for such a task. Suddenly, a portal started to manifest. An Ellison that is in disguise emerged from it. Master, what are you talking about? I'm from the street vendor squad. Would you follow me for a moment? And so, they teleported to the site of where the civilians are training. Upon seeing the people hard at work, Dairan was stunned. Ellison had told him that these people were the former slaves who had been sold, and they were training on their own free will. It seems like you are not the only one trying to change Deadran. I see, so I wasn't alone. Deadran will change. 3 months quickly passed. Sir Vernito, the sorting and growing rooms are now fully rebuilt. That's good. We lost some profit due to those street vendors punks, but that won't be a problem anymore. It's time to storm every facility in the land and seize control. Just then, another subordinate enters the room in a panic. You have to see the situation outside. It was Dairan and his army of civilians. Listen up, Vernito. If you surrender peacefully, you will stand trial according to the laws of the land. If you resist, harsh justice awaits you. Vernito was not worried at all. Those soldiers don't even train. What can they do? There's something odd about them. Vernito. At the vanguard, Kindra and the woman had a menacing aura to them. What is so odd? Simultaneously, Mohan had been leading the hunt for corrupt officials, managing to detain one already. What's the meaning of this treason? We're just following orders from someone in the higher ranks. Today, we shall rid of Deadran of all its harm. Show them Deidran's justice. The battle began with the two armies charging at each other. What is happening? Are these really Deadran guards? I thought they were all just weaklings. Seeing this, Vernito also joined the battle, heavily crashing down into the battlefield. They're a little stronger, but they still don't know how to fight. Then he swung his big mace forward. Don't know how to fight? We've undergone hellish training for the past 3 months. Do you even know what that's like? Kinder strongly blocked the giant mace with his sword, stunning Vernito. How do you know that swordsmanship? Across the battlefield, they managed to press forward, keeping their formation. But just then, the soldier got caught by an iron clamp, then smashed into a building. This was Volta, the man that had been handling the human trafficking. Then the woman noticed this person with the iron clamp. She asked the soldiers to leave this side to them. That guy over there will be the ones to capture him. Meanwhile, in the sorting and growing room, there were already a number of casualties. I don't know who taught them, but they've learned a few sword techniques. Not that it would have been enough to beat me. Everyone stay alert. Just then a voice called out, let's see just how good you are then. I wasn't going to intervene, but since you, the leader of the assassination unit known as Murin, has appeared, things have now changed. Mekin, prepare to be punished for repeatedly targeting the crown prince. Mikan could not even react upon seeing Dariant. With a single slash, Mikan was greatly injured. It seems like you weren't good enough at all. Assessing their situation, Dariant figured that the battle will be over soon enough. Meanwhile, Volta was getting overwhelmed by those he oppressed. They were the ones I captured before. Where did they learn to fight like this? He nervously broke into a cold sweat. Don't look down on me. As the iron clamp was about to hit, a magic shield manifested before the impact, and the woman managed to ruthlessly strike him. You should lower your voice, criminal scum. Volta has been captured. We're finished clearing this side as well. Vernito had noticed their situation. Where do you think you're looking? He decided to try and escape, smashing the ground as a distraction. He's running away. Chase after him. I'll just run and try again next time. However, there was a figure in the distance. It was Rurin in disguise. Aren't you one of those street vendors? Turn around. Criminal, you can't pass. Vernito recognized the voice instantly. He was in the sorting and growing room when Rurin turned into a dragon. He clearly witnessed her power. You're a dragon. Wait, how did you know that? Vernito just collapsed in defeat as the soldiers closed closed in on them. Meanwhile, Ellison quietly observed from the side. Everything seems to have wrapped up nicely. Next to him was Darian, apologizing that there were some injured from the fight with Meccan. How are the injured? None of them are in danger. But Ellison, I thought you had decided to leave this to Dairan. Why did you decide to intervene? That was my intention, but it seems I'm weak to requests. Later that night in the Deadran Manor, Dairan's father came to visit to congratulate him, but when he opened the door, he found that Dairan was drinking alone. I should be disqualified as a lord. Meanwhile, Ellison and Rurin were back at the food stall cooking skewers. Ellison had explained that Dairan had asked Ellison to protect the people for the fight. So you are still unsatisfied that we had to ask Sir Ellison for help? I wanted to handle things on my own this time, be an independent lord, but I changed my mind on that day. I was afraid my people might get hurt due to my stubbornness. I was confident, but I could not follow through. I'm sorry, father. I don't think I'm capable of running Deadran City. I'm not qualified to be the lord of the city. Follow me. Let's take a walk. I'll help you clear your thoughts. The two quickly arrived outside. Do you remember when you were a child and said you wanted to be a lord like me? Tell me what you meant about that. Dairan idolized his father for being able to rebuild Great City after the Dragon War. Dairan had heard people praise his father's deeds since childhood, that it was an impressive feat to have achieved. Do you know what the first thing the city lord you are idolizing did when he was rebuilding his city was? It was asking nearby lords for help. I went everywhere asking for help, but of course, a city lord can't just go around begging. Solving problems first, without any help, is the right mindset. But remember this, everything we do is for the people in our territory. Seeking help for the sake of the soldiers is not something to be ashamed of, so don't sulk on such a wonderful day. Then, Leiden pushed Dairan down the hillside. He tumbled all the way down. Before Dairan could react, he realized that everyone was waiting for him here. Everyone was happy for his success. Finally, you're here. Come and sit, my lord. Dairan was happy to have a warm welcome by everyone. Cheer up, my son. Everyone is celebrating, aren't they? If it weren't for Mr. Ellison's help, some of them might not have made it to today's banquet, but now they're all safely back. I'm proud of you, Dairan. You are amazing as it is. The following day, looking at the few people asleep on the table, Ellison didn't expect they'd end up drinking until dawn. In any case, I need you to come with me somewhere, Rurin. There's something we have to ask someone. Meanwhile, in the archives of the Ruburn Empire Imperial Palace, the Crown Prince was reading a book. There you are, Medrin. Greetings, Your Highness. Why did you ask me to meet you here? I was studying a bit of history. It turns out the prince wanted to learn more about the Dragon War. During the Dragon War, the three battle heroes who protected all races against the evil dragon were the elf archer Beedon, the dwarf warrior Darren, and an unnamed mage. No one knew his identity, or more accurately, there were no records about him. I tried to look into the testimonies of the people who have seen him, but they are all over the place. But they can agree on one thing. He was a powerful human mage, and there was only one person that I could think of when I heard those stories. But upon checking the records, it only mentioned that Ellison had served as an imperial mage for 15 years, then was discharged from the army. It seems like you already knew him, right? So you lied and said that was your first time meeting him. It's a lot different from what you're assuming. Meanwhile, inside a royal courtroom, it has been a while, Your Majesty. It has not been that long, Ellison, said the Emperor of the Ruburn Empire, Lemedin Hayrace. I did not expect you to come back to the Imperial Palace. Have you visited the Magic Academy yet? Why would I go there? They bare their teeth every time they lay their eyes on me. After all, he was the biggest troublemaker. After Ellison was drafted into the army, he was soon tested for magical talent, which qualified him to enter the Magic Academy. However, his performance was extremely poor. You flunked again? The headmaster of the Magic Academy, Atra Bon, was completely shocked. How long do you plan on staying here, Ellison? To this, Ellison could only apologize, as he had tried his best. He continued to make false excuses that just made the headmaster furious. Get out. To flunk that much should be an achievement. You used to be our senior, you know. I entered the academy at a young age to spend as much time here as I can. Anyway, let's go grab something to eat. Ellison, just what are you hiding? In the magic practice hall of the Magic Academy, the headmaster was explaining the knowledge of ice magic to them. Listening to such complicated theories, Ellison directly stated that he couldn't do it. The headmaster tried to show him an easier spell, but Ellison says it wouldn't work. Even the juniors can use this spell. Just try to do it. The juniors sure are talented nowadays. The headmaster gritted his teeth in frustration, but Ellison did not want to use his magic for someone else. He just wanted to laze around until the war ends. Amidst the headmaster's scolding, cheers came from another side. Even the teachers praised her as a genius, as a junior student could succeed in a perfect casting. Medrin thanked the professor for her praise. The classmates were all envious, and the teachers hoped that Ellison, who was standing by, would learn from Medrin, since everyone had high expectations for his future. That restaurant owner, is he really Ellison, who couldn't use magic properly? It's not that he can't use magic, he just knows one kind. Then why let him stay in the academy to repeat classes? In times of war, it sounds like it was a waste of resources. He should have been reassigned to the front lines, right? I learned this later on, but that one spell he knew was more than incredible. At the time, she was still recognized as a genius, and both the teachers and classmates had high hopes for her. They all said she was a once-in-a-century talent. At that time, Medrin also believed it, until she witnessed a great explosion. The side of the mountain had a huge crater. Rocks were even melting from the intense heat. Good, that'll be enough, Ellison. Yes, sir. Why can't you use other spells like this? Medrin was in complete shock. So it was your first time seeing it? Senior Ellison can't use any other spells, but the destructive power of his fireball is incredible. The other professors still hold hope for him, because there is a chance that he could become a great mage once he learns other spells. At this moment, Medrin couldn't understand how he was able to achieve such great destructive power. Medrin couldn't believe that she was not on the same level as Ellison, because she thought of herself as the true genius. She couldn't accept that a failing student could be stronger than her, so she immediately went to the library to study fireball. Later on, she also tested her fireball spell in the same place, but her fireball was still far too weak. This can't be. It isn't enough. Later in the cafeteria, Ellison and his friends are eating lunch. Even the academy can't do much when it comes to food. You guys won't be eating it anyways. Let's go to the place. The two were excited at Ellison's proposal and threw away their food, following him out. Seeing this, Medrin was confused. Why did the three of them always disappear during meal times? Is Ellison your type? Please stop joking. I don't like people who wander aimlessly without a sense of responsibility. Her friends were just joking, but they agreed with her that Ellison was not responsible, that there was a rumor going around that Ellison doesn't even want to become a mage. Can you tell me more? Elsewhere, inside a cave, there were meats and cooking equipment set up. The freshly cooked meat was cut open. Ellison's friends were happily eating Ellison's food. You should have gone to culinary school instead. How are you able to cook this meat like this? Ellison was trying out his new dish, seasoning meat with spices and then sealing it in a vacuum, cooking it slowly at a specific temperature. Cooking at low temperatures for a long time preserves the meat's juices and prevents it from becoming overcooked and tough. Then, Eugen also noticed the tricks with Ellison's iron pot, which had several spells that had different functions. Only the two of them knew that Ellison wasn't really bad at magic. He was just pretending. Have you still not changed your mind? Don't you want to stop repeating classes and graduate? To be honest, I don't have anything worth fighting for. My dream is to become a chef, not a soldier. Magic is just a means to an end for me. I don't want to use it to kill people. Mardell backed up Ellison. He isn't even from Rubern either. I don't blame him for not wanting to fight for a random country. I'm just saying this because we're graduating soon. Their conversation was overheard by Medrin, who had secretly followed them. She now knew that his poor performance was just an act. The day of the graduation eventually came. The headmaster congratulated everyone via a magical projection, handing everyone their Class 1 badges. Meanwhile, Ellison quietly watched everything from the side. However, in the headmaster's office, so you wanted to tell me something, Medrin? Yes, it's about Senior Ellison. Ellison stepped forward to bid his friends farewell. Where will you guys be headed? We were both assigned to Delian City in the north. We're real mages now, but we're going to miss your food a lot. They said their last goodbyes as they left. Make sure to graduate before it's too late, Ellison. I'm going to open a restaurant once the war is over. Be sure to come visit. After bidding the two farewell, Ellison returned to his secret base. Just as he was still worrying about what to eat next, he was startled by the sight before him. The headmaster, Atra, had been waiting here for a long time. This place is quite cozy, and the magic you used on the entrance is quite creative. You actually combined illusion spells with shields, and these complex spells on the pot. To think it was you who couldn't even use simple spells in class did all of this. Atra took a piece of meat from the pot. It's very delicious. Do you know what Eugen and Mardell told me? They said you don't have the potential to become a warrior mage. Not just the two of them, but every person close to you has said something similar in the past years. A pacifist who hates war, only interested in cooking. There are rumors that although you're not a citizen of the Rubern Empire, you were drafted due to an administrative error. I'm going to offer you two options. One, to follow your classmates to the battlefield as a Class 1 mage, with all misconduct during this time being erased. The other option, stay at the academy as a cook, but in addition, he'll also have to organize a certain list. What will you choose, Ellison? One side was being a soldier, and the other was being the chef I always wanted to be. The headmaster also agreed that I could leave after the war. So naturally, I said I'd work as a chef. Those were happy times, until I discovered what was in that list. 3 months later, Ellison was living out his dreams as a chef, utilizing his magic to better cook the food. Wooba stir-fried vegetables are done. The food Ellison made received unanimous praise from all the students. Whenever it was mealtime, everyone would rush to the cafeteria. After Ellison became a chef, Medrin successfully reclaimed her position as the academy's genius, but she didn't expect that Ellison would get demoted to a chef. But that didn't matter. Great job, Ellison, but I'll leave the organization of the lists to you then. Read them and divide them into groups of 200. Also organize them in chronological order by region. Do it without error. A new batch arrive every 3 months. When Ellison saw the list, he froze. The king knew what Ellison meant by the list. It was the list of soldiers who had died in battle. Ellison had originally thought the war would end in 2 years, so he only planned to pass time at the academy, leaving the dragon slaying to those strong warriors or mages. After the war, he would open his own restaurant and live happily ever after. However, things were not as he imagined. In this fantasy-filled magical world, when Ellison Ellison first arrived, they had bravely fought against the evil dragons, and the country was facing signs of extinction. He thought it was just a dramatic line announcing humanity's crisis. But looking at these lists of teenagers who died on the battlefield, Ellison fell silent. Why? Just why does this have to happen? Eventually, the names of his friends, Eugen and Mardell, had shown up in the list. The next day, Ellison was left in a depressive state. Remembering his fallen friends, he felt empty. Two students approached Ellison, wanting to thank him for the delicious food. They were also about to graduate, so they took the chance to express their gratitude. Ellison recalled what Atra had said. 3 months later, there would be a new batch, meaning more people would die in the coming days. So, that night, he went to the headmaster's office because he had made his decision. Is there something you wish to tell me in the middle of the night? Ellison dropped to his knees and begged, please, send me to the front lines. The fireball you used on the training grounds. I know that you've always been holding back your mana, so show me your determination to graduate. With a burst of fire lighting up the academy, everyone was awakened by the noise from the training ground. Except for the headmaster, no one knew what had happened. Please, Ellison, save as many as you can with that power. That night, a Class 1 mage who hadn't officially graduated secretly left for the battlefield. The day after the explosion at the Magic Academy, I received the news that Ellison had resigned from his position as chef. Although the headmaster publicly claimed it was an accident, I knew that wasn't the case. I thought that with Ellison gone, I would feel more at ease. But I realized that even though he was not there, the presence of his unattainable level would always remain. The next time I heard about Ellison was quite a while later. There were rumors that a mage had gone to the front lines without formally graduating from the academy. So you are the one that the Magic Academy sent. You must be unlucky for being assigned on such short notice. Still, the company commander, Dagos, debriefed Ellison of the situation at hand. Although this was called the Dragon War, the most casualties were caused by monster attacks. The enemy would take advantage of the battles to burn, kill, and plunder villages. It's difficult to send you to the fight right now, so you can unpack and wait for orders. Please send me to where the most monsters are gathered. Dagos was stunned at this request. Later in the war room, Dagos was discussing Ellison with his comrades. He won't last that long. Why did you even agree to his request? He's still a new recruit. The situation was too urgent, and he's a Class 1 mage. I don't have the authority to order him around like an ordinary soldier. But just then, a soldier came into the tent with an urgent report. Commander, you have to see this. When Dagos arrived at the battlefield, he was shocked beyond belief because all the monsters there had been killed. This was done by a single person. Ellison called out to the commander, please tell me where the next battle will take place. I have to hurry before the lists get any longer. Did you ever resent Headmaster Atra? What do I have to be angry about? Do I have the right to be angry? Is it because he didn't teach me better when I was living comfortably? Or should I be angry because he didn't transfer me and let me stay in the academy for all these years? I'm sure he read the lists as well. I finally understood why he never appeared in front of the graduates. In the end, I heard that he joined the front lines as well a few years later. Yes, he passed away while trying to stop the dragons. I actually resented myself, and every that made those lists longer. Do you know what happened afterward? I'm really sorry for what happened. I know that you had no other choice. If I could turn back time, perhaps I might have come up with a different solution instead of running away. Ellison deserted? You're being too loud. This is absolutely top secret. But yes, because of his beliefs, Ellison decided to leave the army. But I really shouldn't say more. We could be in grave danger because of this. How can you stop now? I'm the Crown Prince. I heard he was here in the capital as well. Just then, a voice interrupted them. I never expected to meet your majesty here, alongside Medrin too. This was Melik Delian, one of the 3 most powerful dukes in the empire. The prince didn't want to expose his intentions this early, and quickly came up with a solution to continue pretending. So, he stepped forward and hugged Medrin, kissing her hand in front of others to make himself seem more lecherous. Please bear with me. I shouldn't interfere with the prince's private life, but I didn't expect you, Medrin, to do this. After you reach the pinnacle of a 7th tier mage, you still desire power? I don't understand what you mean. A badge with 7 rings. It's not something that anyone can just show off. I don't care about that. I only know that Medrin is beautiful, so I requested she accompany me for a while. If you want to spend time together, at least go somewhere private. After all, the archives are not a place for entertainment. After seeing Melik leave, the prince let out a sigh of relief. I apologize for my rudeness, Medrin. However, what the prince didn't know was that the incredibly noble mage before him had devoted all her time to magic. When someone tried to get close to her, her status as a 7th tier mage was enough to make any man hesitate, as she considered such relationships unnecessary. Simply put, nothing like this had ever happened to her. No man had ever gotten so close to her, and certainly not kissed her. Medrin immediately fainted. Meanwhile, Ellison was carrying Rurin out of the palace. He had wanted to wake Rurin up, but remembering how poorly she had slept the night before, Ellison decided to let her rest on his back for a while. As he turned a corner, he unexpectedly ran into the prince, who was carrying the unconscious Medrin. Ellison was stunned. So you two were in that kind of relationship? I swear, it's all a misunderstanding. The prince then invited Ellison to his office. What brings you to the Imperial Imperial Palace. I had something to talk about with His Imperial Majesty. Although Ellison had many things to tell the prince, he thought it would be better to wait, but the prince immediately called out to Ellison, "Forgive me, Medrin. I heard about your past." Ellison had a menacing look. "Although Medrin didn't tell me everything, I know most of it, but I'm piecing the puzzles by myself as well. Before I returned to the country, I heard about a man who was so dangerous that even my father wouldn't dare speak to him. Since then, I've witnessed and heard about his powerful skills. I figured that you were that person when I visited Great City, and I became more confident as I continued to hear about you. One of the 3 heroes, and the missing Archmage, the Class 9 mage who holds the nickname of Dragon Slayer. If that person is you, please, can you lend me your power?" After Ellison left the palace hall, his words lingered in Lemedon's mind. If I could return to the past, I might have done things differently rather than leave. But Lemedon wasn't sure if he would make a different choice. "Your Majesty, I heard a very interesting story on my way to the palace. There are rumors that the despicable mage Ellison has arrived at the palace. Is that true?" "Sorry, Duke Melik, I cannot answer that question. What does this mean? You're not joking with me, are you?" "Duke, please mind your manners." However, the guard behind Melik grabbed the arm of the palace guard. "Do you think your former glory still holds any weight? This is the palace. If, as you say, the mage is here, shouldn't we be extra cautious in our actions?" When Melik saw that it was Porgo, he immediately suppressed his arrogant demeanor. "Let's leave. You better keep an eye on your head, mage. It's unbearable for her to be spending time with the crown prince. Don't let the palace's reputation be ruined. Are you alright, Your Majesty? I'm a disgrace as an emperor, and it's not without reason that my son Leon is disappointed in me." Back with the prince and Ellison, the authority of the emperor has fallen, and the cause of that is the fall of the First Night Order. When the Dragon War started, the emperor tried to minimize the damage by sending the First Night Order on multiple missions to help with the lack of defenses in the region, but that decision had been a mistake. Those who were left in the castle were not enough to fend off the dragon attack on the capital. They were annihilated, and the commander went missing. Eventually, the scattered knights were also defeated. This all happened early in the war. This meant the loss of control over the lords of the region. Without the First Night Order, our influence quickly diminished. Lords did not attend to summons, only providing inferior troops, and even then they took hostages for their benefit. To protect the residents of the territories, we've sent out our greatest strength, and that's how they repaid us. You know, the reason for my anger is not having the power to help. Being abroad to study, I couldn't do anything but watch from afar. So I'm asking you once again, Ellison, I beg you, please help me. Get up. You shouldn't kneel. The person standing before you is just a restaurant owner. So, was my guess completely wrong? As Ellison tapped the badge on his chest, a brand new badge appeared in front of the prince. "But I haven't abandoned my duty yet. I won't take actions to remove political opponents, nor do I have any intention to take sides within the Imperial Palace. But if anyone tries to disturb the Ruben Empire, they will have to go through me first, not as a restaurant owner, but as a magician." That was the seal of a 9th class archmage. While the prince was studying abroad, he heard others gossiping about how the Ruben Empire was in a state of calamity due to the dragons. He had become a prince admired by everyone, but had now become the subject of mockery. Are 3 people really carrying the fate of the country? They have really fallen from grace now. "Shut up. What do you know?" The gossiping students decided to leave immediately. "Those are heroes who are saving my country. They said that the mage that saved the country went missing, but Ellison was that hero all along." Meanwhile, Ruren fast asleep, snuggling in bed with who she thought was Ellison, but then she started to wake up. "Are you awake now? How dare you touch me?" Medrin cried that she didn't do anything. "It seems like I arrived just in time. Where did you go? Why did you leave me behind?" "I didn't leave you. Let's go home. My business here is done now. Why have you come to the palace?" "Ellison, you'll know when Darian arrives." "I see, but you should be careful. Duke Merrick is in the palace." "Alright, I'll leave as soon as I do this last task." "Medrin, you revealed my past. This is your 2nd time revealing my secrets. You know." "Wait, but I didn't say everything. It was only a little. Please forgive me. I was ordered by the crown prince." Then, a scream echoed throughout the prince's palace. After Ellison finished his trip to the palace, he finally returned to the restaurant. "Amazing. Thank you for taking care of the restaurant while I was gone, Linty and Matt." "Of course. Thank you for your work as well, Ment and Miltine." "You say that, but we saw you checking on us with a trash bag on your head. Since everyone has been working hard, let's go on a camping trip for a well-deserved rest. We're also invited." "Of course. I'll be inviting so many people as well." "I can't go. We're really busy with a lot of orders." Ellison was embarrassed as he didn't have anyone else to ask. Meanwhile, in Great City's clinic, Serena, the red dragon, was lying on the bed, while Elena was healing a child in the other room. "You don't have to do that for money. I can give you plenty of gold bars, but gold bars can't take the pain away from patients. That's stupid." Just then, Ellison entered the clinic. "There's something I have to tell you." Selena noticed that Elena's behavior was strange. Although it was the same smile, it was different from the one she used when treating patients. Nervous, happy, and expectant, her face showed a mixture of emotions. Ellison's purpose in coming here was to invite her to go camping with everyone. Elena happily agreed to his invitation. Selena, curious about Elena's earlier expression, also decided to go along. "Hey, aren't you forgetting someone? Do you also want to go? So you weren't going to ask me?" The next day, everyone arrived to their camping destination destination. This place is beautiful. How did you find this place? I asked my many connections. Many connections? But only 2 people joined us. We should unpack now. Should we set up the tent now? We can save that for later. For now, we should play a game. Ellison placed the Monopoly-like board game in the middle of the mat. He then explained how the game works, telling them the goal is to multiply their fortune. Everyone looked expectantly. There are prizes and punishments after the game, so let's start. Linty quickly landed on Selena's territory. Seeing this, Selena became very proud. She wanted to make some money, but ended up only earning 10,000 because the land's value wasn't high. Next, it was Ruren's turn, and she received a special item card. The town is attacked by a dragon. Then it was Ellison's turn, and he entered Elena's territory. Thinking about Ellison entering her territory made Elena feel happy. She imagined a scene in a snowy night. Elena was alone, and Ellison had come inside from the snowstorm. Can I spend the night here? I'll pay as much as necessary. It's free. Can just rest. Meanwhile, Mr. Met was discussing things with Miltine. On the other side, Lindy was begging Matt for mercy. The unlucky Ruren landed in prison, and she wanted to break out, but that's not how the rules worked. Eventually, the game came to an end. Everyone, count your remaining money. Mr. Met and Miltine ranked 4th and 5th, respectively. Matt ranked 2nd. Lindy was ranked 6th. Ruren and Selena had gone bankrupt. Ellison ranked 3rd, and Elena, who crushed everyone with a massive gap and took 1st place. You get a free wish coupon. As long as it is within my capabilities, then I'll do anything for you. Is there anything you want? I'll save it for later. Selena noticed this and was confused as to why Elena wasn't seizing the opportunity already. Everyone enjoy your free time, but for the 2 people who lost, they will set up the tents. Although the 2 argued, they still successfully set up the tents. Later that night, all the boys' tents were sound asleep, while Elena and the girls' tent couldn't sleep due to the excitement of receiving the long-awaited prize. At that moment, she heard a noise behind her. She saw Miltine sneaking out of the tent. Just as she hesitated, she felt someone was watching her from behind. When she turned around, she realized everyone was asleep, so she proceeded to leave the tent. What could she be doing this late? Just as Miltine sneaked out of the tent, Elena also quietly got up to check. Where could she be going? I'm sorry for calling you this late. I just couldn't bear being apart. Calm down, Miltine. Elena was startled as she did not expect to see Miltine and Mr. Met together. We agreed to keep this a secret for now. Don't worry, I snuck out quietly. Just then, Ruren and Selena appeared behind Elena, revealing themselves immediately. What secret? Everyone knows you like each other. The couple were too flustered to say anything. The following morning, that's incredible news this early in the morning. So Mr. Met and Miltine are now officially dating. Congratulations. If I had known, I would have brought an extra tent. This information had surprised the 2 brothers, claiming neither of them had an idea. Ellison then decided to make a dish. Wouldn't it be better to listen to your story while we eat? Sautéing the onions, adding vegetables, meat and butter, adding water and the curry powder, finished with the spices. And like that, the best camping meal, curry, is ready. The smell is amazing. There's a meat-free curry for Elena as well. Elena started to eat, appreciating Ellison's thoughtfulness. That being said, who confessed first? Miltine revealed that it was her that made the first move. Mr. Met confessed that he knew how Miltine felt, but it was difficult for him due to the age gap. At first I was going to decline, then I had a sudden realization. Is it right to hurt someone just to be considerate? The important thing should be our feelings for one another. I think so too. The wedding will be in Great City, right? Well, that may be too early to think about. Finish what you didn't do yesterday here. The brothers started to chant, kiss, kiss, kiss. A kiss? Right now? Suddenly, Miltine grabbed Mr. Met and kissed him with no hesitation. The endearing display was celebrated by everyone, and the couple seemed happy that their relationship was no longer a secret. But to the side, Ruren was lost in her thoughts. Soon, everyone finished their food. Linty and Matt were very satisfied with the meal. Afterward, everyone went on to do their own things. Mr. Met and Miltine went out on a walk, while Ruren wanted to play the board game with Ellison one more time. Just as Elena was about to clean the dishes, Selena called out to her, "No matter what happens, don't hold yourself back too much. This wish ticket might not expire, but a good man does. Someone might snatch it away, and that person seems to have made a decision today." Later on, Ellison's piece landed in jail again. Tough luck. That's not a good start. You must have been surprised too, Ruren, about Mr. Met and Miltine. To think they would get together while we were out. I wasn't so surprised. Miltine already liked Mr. Met from the start. It was your reaction that surprised me. Ellison, I like you. That was so sudden. Until now, I thought simply expressing it was enough. But seeing Mr. Met and Miltine's relationship be celebrated today, it felt like it was different from my relationship with you. People rejoicing and wishing them happiness. That atmosphere where they felt shy yet expressed gratitude. What exactly is different? It's celebrating a beginning, like how we celebrated your birthday. That celebration was for me, not for my relationship with you. It was different from when I expressed my feelings for you in front of them. I guess that's true. You and I are like family. It's different. I don't treat you with ordinary feelings. I don't want others to see it as something trivial. It's more than that. Ellison could not speak, rolling the dice instead. That's a double. Should I try to escape from jail? You're not getting out, dear. Ellison was shocked at what the card said. Ruren had altered the card. You must kiss the black dragon to escape from jail. What they did, that was the only difference. If the act of touching our lips holds so much meaning, then there's no reason we can't do it too. That's the only difference I can think of. I'll get you out of jail. But just then, a strange noise from the side interrupted them. I should wash the dishes or it'll stain from the curry. Ellison quickly walked away, while Ruren was left wondering what is the difference. On the other side of the rocks, Elena was hiding after throwing the rock. It turns out that just before then, she was going to get water to clean the dishes, but then saw Ruren and Ellison about to kiss, and not thinking straight, picked up a rock and threw it as a distraction. What did I do? Why did I interrupt them? Just then, the free wish fell out of her pocket, and Elena pondered to herself the words of Selena from earlier. You'll grant anything? At first, Elena was just curious and grateful, a little interest. It was one of those unique relationships. He taught her the joy of cooking and made her realize the beauty of human nature. But as Elena got to know Ellison more, she realized he was not just a peculiar person. Ellison was a comrade of the elf hero, Beeden, one of the 3 heroes of the Dragon War. At first it was just curiosity to see why the hero Beeden saved all the races without discrimination. But later on, other feelings began to grow within Elena. Elena didn't throw out the maid uniform, and she would constantly ask Selena to come with her to go to the restaurant. Looking at the wish ticket Ellison gave her, Elena silently made a decision. The sun is now about to set. Shall we head back, everyone? I hope all of you had fun. That was the best trip I've been on. Meanwhile, Serena noticed Ruren's disappointed face. Did something happen with Ellison earlier? Perhaps this was good news for Elena. Elena, you cleaned all the dishes? It was the least I could do. Ellison, I would like to use my wish ticket now. So you've decided what you want to ask for? Elena paused before telling her wish. The next day arrived. I'm finally back, but that vacation still felt short. You enjoyed it too, right, Selena? Well, it was okay. You can rest. I'll finish preparing for tomorrow's consultations. Hey, why did you do that? You wasted your wish ticket. I wish Ellison would continue running the restaurant in Drake City for a very long time. That is my wish. Hearing this, Ellison was momentarily stunned, and Serena overheard their entire conversation. Are you sure you're okay with that? I was planning to continue the restaurant anyway. Yes, that's what I really want. At the very least, you should have asked for a date or something. Opportunities like that won't come again so easily. Yes, but I saw it. Elena remembered Ellison and Ruren's moment, how Ellison looked at Ruren at that time. I saw the way Ellison looked at Ruren. Selena was disappointed. She thought she would be able to see it if she followed Elena. If Elena, a pure and sincere person, fell in love, it would surely be beautiful. I'm satisfied just occasionally seeing him at the restaurant. Selena thought she might witness the true love she always longed for, but here she only witnessed profound sadness. Back at the restaurant, Ruren had noticed that Ellison has been acting strange. He muttered weird incantations and zoned out a lot. More than that, Ruren knew that he was avoiding her. At night, Ellison would turn his back, flinching when Ruren touched him. Oh Ruren, did you get taller? I noticed it during our camping trip. It could be because of my coming-of-age ceremony is near. Does my height matter? Not particularly, but you seem more mature. Manager, what's wrong? Your hand. You cut your hand. I'll get bandages. It's fine. Don't worry too much. But just then, he remembered Ruren's actions from the camp. This made the blood rush and spray out. That's not fine at all. It seems like I've come to a conclusion. I like Ruren. Meanwhile, in the Black Dragon's holy grounds, are Ruren's coming-of-age ceremony preparations going well? Yes, they're proceeding without issues. And regarding the traditional aspects of the ceremony, we're prepared for that too, pairing her with a mate. This shocked Elder Metadana, Ruren's grandfather. We've selected many candidates. Would you like to see them? If Nis were alive, he'd be a good candidate. Dihegma, do you perhaps still have ill feelings toward Ellison for killing your nephew, Nis? Not really. Let me be honest, I already knew about Nis' plan to frame Ellison. I didn't support it, nor did I stop it, because he was right about the Black Dragon's population declining. In our current situation, is it really the best choice to entrust her to a human? What are you trying to say? My priority is the Black Dragon clan. Like you, Elder Metadana, the criminal Birine, who created an ancient marble. Even though she was your daughter, you imprisoned her yourself. I'm sure you felt regret. Understanding those feelings, I've shared my honest thoughts. Luren must bond with a fellow Black Dragon. That night, back at the restaurant, did you have a good vacation? Yes, it was really nice. That's good. We're still sorry we couldn't go. It couldn't be helped since you were busy. I'll call you again next time. By the way, isn't Ruren's birthday coming up? Do you have anything planned? I've already prepared for it. Really? What is it? It's a house. Meanwhile, below the restaurant, everyone worked so hard on this. Yes, even you. I apologize that I kept obsessing over the finishing touches. Don't worry about it. Perfection brings us joy. This place could be called as Geltzer's masterpiece. I wonder how they'll react. You're a disgrace. Your mother is a criminal. Ruren was in tears from the people who have gathered. Ruren, I will hereby exile you from the sanctuary. Suddenly, Ruren woke up from this terrible dream, and she took a moment to breathe. Ellison, where did you go? Ruren, you're already awake. Is something wrong? Ah, no. So, you were just here. I was going to wait until your birthday, but since I'll be busy, right now is the perfect time. What are you talking about? It's about your lair. First, let's show you the entrance. Wow, it's like a palace. The Yeti even has its own room. There's also a wine cellar, a pantry, bedrooms, and vaults for treasure. Lastly, the centerpiece, a large bathhouse. It uses the underground water source from back then, since you enjoyed the hot springs so much. Seeing Ruren smile again, Ellison was also happy. But I can't avoid her forever. When Ruren's birthday comes, I'll settle my feelings for her. What are you doing? Bring the cocoa. Let's take a bath together, like last time. Wait just a second. Ruren was left alone in the bath. This is seriously frustrating. While Ellison was left flustered. That was too sudden. My heart couldn't keep up. No, she must think I'm the weird one. We used to bathe and sleep together all the time, but now I've put a distance between us. Suddenly a portal opened and a voice came through. Bathe and sleep together? What have you been doing with my granddaughter? It's a misunderstanding. However, it's not like I was lying. You're dead. Did you think I wouldn't show up? You promised something. Is this Ruren's lair? Ellison affirmed, and then he noticed that no one was in the bath. Perhaps Ruren was already finished. I admit, it's quite decent. I didn't think a man like you could prepare such a lair, but still, does that mean I passed the test? Upon hearing this, Metadana fell silent for a while. If I told you that you failed, would you accept it? We have things to talk about. And so, the two decided to get in the bath. Ellison felt awkward, more than what he felt with Ruren. What would you like to talk about, Elder? Then, Metadana began telling him about the history of the Dragon Clan. Before he was born, there was a Dragon Lord who was born after absorbing 3 ancient marbles. His name was Balakar, and he was the first and the worst Dragon Lord. Balakar believed that all creatures, except dragons, were insects. I wouldn't say that dragons with the same ideology no longer exists. The difference is that Balakar had the power to carry out these ideas. He ordered the extermination of all non-dragon creatures. After years of slaughter, almost nothing remained on the surface. Beautiful nature, civilizations, all gone. Everything was burned, leaving only dragons. Ironically, Balakar regretted his decision. At that moment, he realized that dragons were able to rule because of the existence of other races. Everything disappeared, and so the dragons devolved into beasts hunting each other. Eventually, the dragons who resisted Balakar's rule united. The dragons who had previously absorbed an ancient marble led a rebellion, and Balakar was eventually killed. When Balakar's control faded away, the dragons realized the horrific savagery that was now imprinted in their minds. So they decided to treat the ancient marbles as a taboo, to prevent the birth of a complete dragon lord in the future. This is why the Dragon Clan views dragons that create ancient marbles as criminals. What I'm about to say is related to that. It's about Ruren's mother, my daughter, Bireen. 300 years ago, in the Black Dragon Sanctuary. Grandfather, come play with me. Where has your mother gone? Ruren, mind your manners. I'm sorry. Grand Matriarch, Saren. That's fine. Come down now. You're being too kind, spoiling the child. Just then, a black dragon shattered the peaceful atmosphere, and the one who broke the peace was none other than Ruren's mother, Bireen. Is no one chasing me anymore? Quick, we must hide this. It was an ancient marble in her hand. Looking at the ancient marble before them, both Metadana and Saren broke into a cold sweat. Where did you even get this? I stole it. To be more specific, I smuggled it out. Upon hearing this, Metadana was immediately stunned and started rambling. Explain yourself, with as much detail as possible. Without this it won't be complete, but a lord might be born soon. Before this, she had secretly infiltrated a mysterious church. What Bireen hadn't expected was that they seemed to be performing some kind of ritual, though she hadn't figured out the situation at the time. But those beads were undoubtedly the ancient marbles she had read about in books. I tried to bring everything back, but I only managed to get one. Still, no one was able to catch me due to my superior flight speed. Do you have any idea what's going to happen? Unless it's from a dragon, the energy of an ancient marble cannot be concealed by magic. We have to follow the rules. I knew what I was getting into when I tried to bring back this ancient marble, but I have my conditions. Grand Matriarch, if you accept them, I'll gladly oblige. Meanwhile, Ruren was sulking in the hall. Mom came back after so long, and Grandpa won't even let us meet. She saw her mother being escorted away by a group of elders, including her grandfather. You have broken the agreement between dragons and created an ancient crystal. Do you acknowledge this crime? Yes, I do. You will spend the rest of your life in a secret place, where no one will be able to find you, nor will you be able to escape. Upon hearing this, Ruren was at a loss. Lock her up. Upon hearing this, Ellison was very angry. Is that even reasonable? Didn't you know about this? I only knew she was labeled a criminal, but she didn't even create the ancient marble herself, right? While she was labeled a criminal, the reason was to protect the ancient marble from those who coveted it. Only I and Saren knew of the location, built with high-tier magic that would not let anyone trespass. It doesn't change the fact that it's a prison, and indeed, it was. At that time, I thought this would protect Bireen, but this led me to the gravest mistake I could ever make. After Bireen was locked in prison, her situation spread throughout the entire Dragon Clan. Although Ruren was still young at the time, the rumors still reached her. As soon as Metadana opened the door, a pillow hit him in the face. Get out. I hate Grandpa. Calm down and listen. Child, I need you to run an errand for me. Bring Mom back. This is something only you can do. I need you to go somewhere and bring me back some herbs. Little Ruren nervously walked through the forest. Is he messing with me on purpose? Is this it? It's supposed to be inside a small gap. That's why he asked me to do it. But it's so bright. Once Ruren got inside, she didn't expect it to be such a large space. Here, she finally met her long-awaited mother. Ruren, how did you? Ruren started to cry and immediately rushed over. Bireen knew that this wasn't right, and she should send Ruren back back at once, but that would not have been possible. I told you not to come here, Ruren. Grandpa wouldn't know anyway. Is that who sent you here? Then Ruren told her mother that Grandpa had asked her to come to the mountain to collect herbs, and no one else knew about it. Upon hearing this, Birin immediately understood. Dad really is a fool. So, you left a passage open for Ruren. Yes, she didn't care much for others, nor were there any natural predators there. Someone like Ruren could disappear for months without anyone noticing. The two of them spent happy moments together. As time passed, although it wasn't a short period by dragon standards, Ruren grew more and more. Unlike other young dragons, she didn't explore the world or learn magic. Instead, she spent all her time in her mother's nest. Because of this, Menadana always worried that she might become isolated from the other dragons. For him, seeing his granddaughter smile again was enough. Ruren even decided that once she was old enough to be independent, she'll stop needing to come back to the Black Dragon Sanctuary. She'll be able to keep living with her mom. Soon, Ruren returned to the cave, but she found that her mother seemed to have encountered some trouble. What's wrong, Mom? Are you hurt? They stopped searching for the third ancient marble. They've abandoned their goal of becoming a complete dragon lord. The wait is over. With the power of the red dragon, I will restore this world. The era of war has begun.